exactly what you're suggesting, that the prescription is not your problem. You just want it's a procedural due process issue. You're arguing that as long as you list every film that's prohibited, it's fine. So you don't mind the children or the prescription. You're saying that just notice, almost from a pure employee standpoint of what to do. But every employee's job title always says, and other duties as assigned.
Well, just to clarify my position, Your Honor, on the first point, that there may be limitations on viewpoint, that there may be viewpoint neutrality requirements.
So you're not abandoning your First Amendment point for a procedural due process point with respect to this teacher?
No, Your Honor, but the reason is that though it's not a due process claim, process does matter because of the chilling effect. And that is what we're trying to safeguard against, that at least in a situation where a teacher has followed instructions, where a teacher has stuck to the subject matter of a classroom, and where a teacher has been effective in it, in effective manners.
Does the Pickering test require that kind of advanced knowledge? That is the test that you mentioned you would support. You're preferring to give us a new one, but both below and in your briefs you urge the Pickering test. Does that require that kind of foreknowledge?
Not explicitly. It's not been articulated as such, but in Pickering, this court actually wrote that it is apparent that the threat of dismissal from public employment is nonetheless a potent means of inhibiting speech. It's acknowledged that there is a threat here of inhibiting speech. And in the classroom, that constitutional interest of a free flow of inquiry, of stimulating dialogue within the classroom is particularly strong. And for that reason, notice is more important. And to return to Justice Gibbons' questions about should we require everything, it's what a teacher should reasonably expect based on the communications he has received.
I want to talk a few minutes about Pickering. It's a little hard for me to see how, if we should apply Pickering in this context, we would be able to tell when a teacher is teaching about a matter of public concern. Taking it away from this particular case doesn't seem to lend itself too well to many of the matters that go on in the classroom.
Determining what is a matter of public concern is a hazy determination in any given instance. So Pickering and Connick have advised to look at the form, the context, and the content of what is actually being conveyed. And the way the Sixth Circuit, for example, dealt with it, which is not, of course, doesn't need to be called this court. It said
might be more persuasive with me.
We'll see.
In that case, the way the Sixth Circuit has dealt with this issue in Evans Marshall is to determine that the book was To Kill a Mockingbird, that the themes of race and justice in the American South are eminently of public concern, are matters of public concern, in the way that they relate to
Almost anything in a history class or in an economics class is a matter of public concern, but almost anything in an engineering class is not. That seems an odd way of distinguishing among teachers teaching. I could understand somebody saying anything a teacher does is a public concern, or nothing is a public concern insofar as it is designed only for the particular students there, rather than as a public matter. But these other distinctions are a little hard to validate.
They are difficult, and we believe it's the unfortunate result of a test not crafted precisely thinking of a classroom. And the fact that in the classroom it is very different. And though while we do argue that this court can affirm the Court of Appeals.
Okay, so you say that neither Tinker, Hazelwood, nor Pickering, and you're inviting us to craft a new, but it just manifests to any sensible teacher that showing a movie like this with such inflammatory scenes to children of the
In a material way this curriculum, and anything that does impair a teacher's ability to fulfill his or her pedagogical duties also should not be allowed in the classroom. And that is I see I'm out of time. Thank you, Your Honor.
I that although the state has invited private speakers onto these fora, they're very distinct from traditional places like parks and streets in which everyone was always allowed to speak their minds and no one could reasonably...
But just in terms of effect, that's as a way of getting speech across, I should have thought that a license plate is one of the most important things that people have.
Your Honor, it's indeed true that messages on license plates are amplified, but I would argue that the reason for that is that these messages are reasonably associated with the state. A lot of people who see these license plates may think that the state condones or even endorses these messages, or the state wants to raise revenue through this process. But that is also a quintessential government function. Although the state requires at least 100 pre-orders in order to get a license plate.
Mr. Smith here had put on his license plate everything that he did, and then put my view, not the state's.
What do you think? How do you think he did?
I think he did very well.
Really?
Very proud of him. Your brother did a great job.
Why?
You must be so proud of him. Because he kicked ass. Because I could not do what any of them did. So I'm very impressed. Excellent job.
My parents, I'm showing this to everyone back home, so that's what I'm asking for.
And I was not
feedback.
paid. I was not paid any money to say that. Totally neutral.
Like, what else does he go to, like, city?
He did great. We missed you guys. He was awesome. We hope he wins, and we'll see you at graduation.
Accordingly. We're just waiting to hear back.
How did you feel about that?
I think I took some punches. You know, I took some punches, but no, it was good.
Oh, there you go.
Your brother's been a great co-counsel.
Oh, yeah. Said the same of you two. You guys have done a great job.
Welcome back, finally.
Yeah.
I know, I'm excited! Now we can take the apartment. I thought that he did.
Oh, yeah.
I of course see your bias. All right.
I thought my conclusion was the only thing I remember.
All rise. The Honorable Justices of the Supreme Court of the United States.
The winner of the Albert Podell Witten Advocacy Award for the Best Brief in the fall elimination round of Martin was Andres Correa.
I went up against him too in March. And he was pretty, actually I think he was.
He was good. He was, I noticed a couple of things. He looked a little bit,
Really?
Guess how much the check is for?
Want this on the record?
Yes. Guess how much the check is
Wait a
for?
minute, tell them you got. Nobody, they don't know.
I got an award. I got an award. Money. No, they know. How much? Guess how much?
Okay, I'll guess. No, let's just guess. Let's savor the moment.
What? $500 more?
I think it's 15.
More.
Oh,
Oh my god, I thought it was like $200.
dude, that's
We're rich!
Yes, sir.